Welcome everyone in YouTube land. It's quite quiet this afternoon. Lots of pedestrians and people out walking. It's Saturday afternoon. It's just nice and sunny. A bit cold. I've got gloves. I should probably be wearing them. I'll put them on when I stop in Greenwich or something. So I measured my total distance yesterday and I got as near a little bit over, but basically 13 miles. I was getting just over 17 miles out of the motor before, of the battery before. Oops, bear with me. Just realised I didn't connect a Twitch. 2 seconds. Let me just start. Sorry, I don't know if my phone is visible, but the number of times I've input my PIN by accident on stream or on camera, and then had to go back and edit it out. Right. There we go. Okay. Right. Start as we mean to go on with the reconnecting screen. Great. Yes, what a lovely day. I've been watching yesterday and this morning and the last few days a guy on YouTube. His name is Ed March or Ed Marchant, and his YouTube channel is C90 Adventures, and he has a Honda C90 that he's ridden halfway around the world, and his videos are awesome. They're just great. I started off watching one where he's just starting uploading a series of videos of riding like one of these really crappy sort of motorized, I think it is a C90 motor. It looks like a Jeep, but it's like only a bit bigger than those plastic sort of electric toys that kids get, but it is made out of metal, and he's going to ride it 1,000 miles across Utah to Moab. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a hugely entertaining video, or series of videos. So there's only 2 of those so far, so I went back to watch his adventure where he went from the original plan was to ride from the tip of Alaska, or the northernmost point of Alaska, to the southernmost tip of Argentina. And while he was in Alaska, they happened upon, he and his riding companion happened to go to the westernmost point of continental America, or Northern America, the continent, whatever. And so in true, well, that's a really dumb idea, let's do that style, he then decided, okay, well, they then decided collectively that they would ride to the easternmost point, all the way across all the way across Canada in the winter. Flipping nuts. -20, and oh my goodness, yeah, it must have been unbelievably uncomfortable, but what an adventure. Riding in the icy weather and all the crazy ass conditions. Yes, they got there and then decided to head down into America, then go from east to west across to America, but like the off-road equivalent of the old Route 66, Route 66, historical Route 66, but the off-road riding equivalent. It's called something along the lines of the Trans-American Trail, something like that. And so they then spent months, I think, doing that. And once they got to the west coast, they then picked back up on their original plan of heading north to south, and headed down towards and into Central and Southern America. It's something like 16 videos long, and it's, yeah, just solid quality entertainment. So yeah, C90 Adventures if you're looking for some fantastic footage and just a great adventure, the different sceneries and climates and everything that they went through, was an absolutely amazing experience. Excuse me. So yes, I would highly recommend those videos as being hugely entertaining. I'm going to get a free kick in the face. Goal! I think that was a penalty, not a free kick. He scored. I can't help thinking that the weekend goalie wasn't truly committed to saving that goal.
Oh look! Wow!
Hello there. That's a beautiful sunny afternoon. I meant to come out about an hour ago, as always. Usually meant to be out about an hour before I do. But I was too busy watching those videos. It was way too entertaining. I still had to tear myself away thinking, right, it's really too late, I've got to go now. As I was starting watching his video across Iran. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be a really interesting video. And as he was saying, his experience before, or his knowledge of it before he went, was everyone that hadn't been there was saying it's dangerous, don't go, and everyone that had been there was saying it's great, go. Ample man. Oh, fuck's given none. That car just sailed straight through a red light, no fucks given, and here I am straight away swearing. Every time I come out I make a mental sort of commitment, I must try to swear less. I swear way too much on my videos. You know, it's like the scorpion and the frog really, isn't it? You are who you are, and I'm kind of sweary. Swear words are a combination of punctuation and comedic effect. Well, that's how they are in my head, even if they aren't to anyone else. Tiny dog. Are you on the lead? Bigger dog. Not on the lead either. I think I'll head up to the statue today before sending it down the hill. I usually just chuck it straight down the hill, but I'm feeling like going to the statue now that I know that even though the battery indicator starts to reduce after just 5 miles, that I've probably got a good 7 or 8 miles of range after that. Bless him, he's a very unhappy boy. He doesn't want to do whatever it is they want to make him do, and he's determined not to do it. He's going to lie there and cry. Bless him, very unhappy boy. Now these dogs, where are we all going? Let's go this way. Please don't call your dog. Yeah, call your dog right across in front of me. Why do people insist on doing that? Their dogs and often their children are quite happy doing their own thing. I know where they are. They're quite predictable. I can usually tell what they're going to do, and I can avoid them quite easily. The first thing parents then do, or dog owners then do, is call them, making them run right across in front of me, making them run straight into danger. Why do they do that? Sometimes you get cars parked at the far end here because they want to take pictures in front of the General Wharf and just sort of across the view across London or Canary Wharf. But they're usually interesting cars, usually sports cars and supercars and stuff like that. I can safely say that's the least interesting car ever. It's fairly busy up here today, and that's an interesting bicycle. That's kind of cool. Big fat tyres, looks like an e-bike. Looks like fun. Busy here today though. Can't even see Canary Wharf. I don't much fancy going closer because then yeah, I'll be very much in the way. I hope you can hear these kids in front of us trying to guess what this is. They're fantastic fun.
Hello.
Hi there, how you doing?
What is the maximum speed of this car?
So by law they can only go up to about 15 miles an hour.
50 miles?
15, 1-5. So
Okay.
it's like a cross between a bicycle and an electric go-kart.
Oh, okay.
So it's
But
battery.
you are allowed to drive on the street?
I am, yeah. So you can legally you can ride it anywhere you can ride a bicycle. So yeah.
Okay.
So it's considered to be a battery assisted bicycle. So the handlebars are down here
Yeah.
and the brakes are here like a bicycle.
Yeah.
You pedal just to get moving, but once you're moving there's a button under here and you hold that down and the motor takes over and it's electric.
Okay. Oh, that's electric.
Yeah.
Okay. So you bought it from the market?
So these came out in 1985. So you can only get them second hand if you find one that's up for sale, sometimes on eBay. Yeah.
So it's built around 1985, so it's
Yeah.
about 35 years.
About nearly 40 years old now, yeah.
Oh my
47,
God.
48 years, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable.
So it's a really, really early attempt at making an electric vehicle. It didn't do very well at the time, but I think people are, you know, used to the idea of electric vehicles now, of like electric bicycles or scooters and stuff like that. And so it's not quite as crazy.
Wonderful. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hello there.
Is that an original?
It is indeed, yes.
We had that one from back in the day.
So I bought it towards the beginning of last year. It has spent the first 20 years of its life on display in an automotive museum in Somerset, and the next 17 years of its life on display in a showroom of a guy who sold ride-on tractors.
Okay.
So I'm the only person who's ever used it in the whole time. So it was pretty well, not anymore, but it was when I got it.
Yeah.
Has it got original motor and...
So it's the original motor, but the battery bit the dust many moons ago. So it's got a lithium battery in there now, and so it's much better than the lead batteries. It weighs a fraction, goes further and performs better, and yeah.
Yeah, I first just drove one in 85, I think.
Oh, fantastic.
And my mother had a go in it as well.
Oh, amazing.
So,
I'd have loved to have had a go back in the day. It's one of those things that, as a kid, I really wanted one, but it was never going to happen.
isn't it interesting how they were ridiculed in the day, and now electric vehicles, electric bicycles, recumbent bikes, it's the way things are going, and so it should.
Yeah, a lot of people think it was just too soon with the idea. That with a modern motor in here and modern battery technology, you'd get a good sort of 40-50 kilometres, maybe miles range out of it, and it would go up hills without having to help it too much, whereas this does struggle coming up the hill in from Greenwich, you know. But nice to meet you. Here we go. Right, so I'm going to send it down into Greenwich, I think. Yeah, let's go for it. Learned the hard way: ride down the middle of the road, be the road hog, because you're a bit slightly more visible from further away as well, and I've just got more warning of people who are pulling out of parking spaces, might want to squish me. To let that chap have a go, but he said he had one back in the day, and a weekend car park is no place to be riding one of these if you don't really, if you're not sort of experienced, just in terms of watching out for hazards and dangers. That woman's learning to ride a bicycle. Oh, gorgeous dog. Yeah, that woman's learning to ride a bicycle. How cool is that? Good on her. Speed skaters. Hello, tiny dog. Hello. Hello. There's no apology necessary. It's all right. All right. All right. Busy day for downhill. Cool, they're brave doing downhill on a day like this. So many pedestrians around. Hi. I bet those skaters would love a go. I should have stopped. I'll say hello to them again when I go back up. It's busy today, flipping it. Considering it's not that warm. It's dry and it's nice. It's not that warm. Yeah, everyone. Poor blimey, it's busier than it is in the summer. Oh no, let's not try this side. Bought it last year from a guy in Somerset who was, he had two of them. This one that had never been used and another one that had never even been opened. It was still in the packing crate. Yeah.
How much is that one?
I got it for 500 quid, so it's an absolute bargain because they usually go for double that.
A lot more than that, haven't
Yeah, they usually, a good one they usually go for double that.
they? Yeah, I was gonna
So I got lucky.
I haven't seen one of those since the 80s.
Was it? Other than in a museum, the Cambridge Computer Museum, I'd never even seen one before I bought it. It's the first time I'd even seen one.
electric vehicles, girl.
Yeah. Sinclair C5. they're called.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Is that electric?
It is, yes. And I thought it was nuts at the time.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
old
the old
Yeah.
It's 1980, isn't it?
Yeah, 85, 1985.
Like the Spectrum.
That's the one.
And they drive
Money on
okay.
the Spectrum.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I can ride it legally. I can ride it anywhere you can ride a bicycle. So I can ride it on the road and yeah.
Yeah, I must admit though, being next to a nice big fat lorry.
You'd be surprised, actually. I mean, I've ridden this. I've probably done about 800 miles in it over the last year, and I found that 99% of car drivers are really considerate, and they give you a wide berth, or if anything, they're just curious. Mind you, it only takes one person to squish you, but
It's 90%, there's a lot of cars.
yeah.
They selling him now then?
No, you haven't been able to buy them since 1985. They'd sold for less than a year.
In good condition.
Yeah, like I said, it had never been used. It had been on display for its entire life until I bought it last year. One in this condition, probably around, to be honest, it tends to go sort of, it depends on who's willing to pay what at the time you're selling it, but generally around 1,000, 1,200, give or take. I've seen some going for 3 times as much, but they'd still be in a packing crate or, yeah, they are. But it's every bit as much fun as I thought it was going to be.
So you watched Blue Peter and I did.
Too right, everybody, yeah, too right. 15 miles an hour, that's the limit by law, so it's designed just to sort of do that limit. So some of the guys, they'll put a second battery in, wire it up to 24 volts, and they'll do about 25 and go a bit faster. They'll fit a twist grip to it and stuff. And of course there's the guy who put a motorbike engine in one, and another one who's put a jet engine in one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You'll find him on YouTube, it's awesome.
Anyway, enjoy,
Have a
mate.
great weekend.
Thank you, take care.
I think I'll go this way. Every direction's really busy, but this seems ever so slightly less busy. Hello. Wow, it is so busy in the park today. I did not expect this. Skirt around this corner. Thank you. Small dog. Let's hover here for a second while I faff with my phone. Sorry. Why do I have a new text message? How do I have a new text message? Ah. Okay, sorry. There's stuff occurring. Try and reconnect on my phone to the stream. Not that that's worth reconnecting because there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have this morning bought a Jetson Nano, which is what you use. You used to build a Bella box, and so the Bella box is sort of I think it's Linux based computer based on an ARM. It's like this quad core ARM processor with an NVIDIA sort of small GPU, basically floating point unit chip in there, and it's good for cellular bonding. So what it means is I'll have 3 or 4 modems connected up to this one unit, and it splits the video signal between all of the modems, and so you only need to be able to get a quarter of the data out of any of one of them at any given time. Well, you know what I mean. And then all the data then gets, the video then gets recombined at the other end and turned back into a video file. This car is a danger. Okay, who's parking? You never know if they're going to stop reversing and suddenly come out into the road at you. I like the pedestrians. Right, it's lively here today. I am a moving hazard, an obstruction. And an oddity. Mind you, that's nothing new, but all the stalls are out today. Okay.
Sinclair C.
High tide again. Hardly surprising. It was about this time I came past yesterday and it was high tide then. I'm not really surprised that it's still high tide at the same time today. So I need to adjust the back brake a bit. I tightened the cable just a little before I came out, but I think I might need to tighten it a bit more, and I think I need to adjust the brake pad itself. I think it could do with sort of pushing into contact with the disc just a little bit closer. Was there something else I said on the way over that I need to do, or was that it? Oh, I can smell the barbecue. Those coals smell amazing. Right, nothing much occurring on the river. Rosie, head towards the university. Across the stones. YouTube messes up, if my words, I can't words. Sometimes the words, they don't sentence. If my YouTube flag is a big old mess, do I even video? See, it's like I said earlier, the kid was quite happily doing his thing. I knew where he was, I could see where he was going. The parents call him, and immediately it's like, oh, where are they going to go? Are they going to turn around and come back at you? That's the most optimistic interpretation of a C5 ever. Bless her. It's a racing car, if only. Maybe if I stuck a high booster engine in it, that would be quite amusing. What is it? 1300 cc's of chaos. And I guess if you turbocharge it, goes turbo booster, and then 300 horsepower of death, of plasticky death.
Do it, Sam.
Try to avoid the pigeons and they fly into your way. Cheers. I think that Dad doesn't quite understand the idea of dragging his child into the middle of a road. It's not a good idea. Kind of dangerous. I see the Greenwich smell is back. The sewer or drains smell. It's nasty. damn busy down here. I don't know which way to go. I wanted to go down that path, but let's go down the middle path. It's just so busy today. That's right, the path that says no cycling. But for which I'm grateful, that every time I've encountered the police and the park rangers, I seem to get a complete pass on that concept. I don't know why, but I'm grateful for that. So who is and who isn't looking at the game? Lovely. Let's check it this way. I was gonna say I'll find a quiet corner and adjust the rear brake. There are no quiet corners here today. It's like rush hour in Greenwich Park. This is crazy. It's busier than the summer. Amazing. Let's let these tiny children go first. Don't fancy squishing anyone. Please don't call your children back. Let's find a patch of grass with some sun on it, so it's marginally less cold. I'll pause there and adjust the rear brake. See what I can do. Let's go that way, over into the sun. This looks good to me. There you go. Do it with a view. And now I'm in the shade again. Fucking tit. Let's go with that. There's actual sun. There we go. Right. And also it means I've got the sun directly onto the bit I'm working on. Okay, it looks like my attempt at receiving a stream has frozen. Yes, okay. So I've no idea if I'm uploading anything at all. I'm certainly downloading sod all. Okay. Hey, anyway, let's crack on with that. Let's have a look. Right. Boot out. Oh no, let's get the Allen key first. 5mm Allen key, I think this is. Could be 4. What's in a millimetre? There we go. Right. So, I don't know how much you can or can't see this. This is the rear brake caliper, and that's the lever. About there. So if I take, oh gosh, yeah, like half a centimetre, or about half a centimetre to a centimetre of travel out of it. The trouble is, every time you loosen it off, the moment you loosen it, it moves, and it's then difficult to figure out exactly how much you need to adjust it by, because it's helped itself to an extra like half a centimetre or centimetre. There we go. It'll tighten enough to keep itself in position. Oh, come on. This is having none of it. There we go. There we go. I'm guessing my hands are probably completely in the way and you couldn't see a damn thing. How are we doing? I say it's about the limit. Yeah. So I can't adjust the front caliper. There's an Allen key bolt, sort of the equivalent of here, where I can adjust the pads, how much the pads are sort of pressed onto the disc, sort of by default. I don't seem to be able to do that on this, which is a shame, because that would have been really useful. Or is it there? Nope, there isn't one. Well, it is what it is. Right. Bloody thing, come on. Little bugger. There we go. There we go. And now I'm filthy. Yay! But I have a rear brake. Oh, a squeaky rear brake. So my socks are just about the only dark thing that I'm wearing. Wipe all the dust off my hands onto my socks rather than onto my nice white hoodie. I should have thought that through. Right. Let's go that way. There we go. Oh. You alright, dude?
Yeah, thanks, man.
Avoid the road rash, it's never good. Yeah, check that out, have a rear brake again. Fantastic. The front could do with a bit of an adjust as well, to be honest. But that's a bit more of a pain in the arse to do. It's not as easy to access, it's easier to do it when the C5 is sort of vertical. When I store it vertically. Cheers. Thank you. should not be bitching about overheating. Why is it bitching about overheating? I'll pull in up here.
It's a really great.
Let it moan. There you go. I'll stop here till it. Wait here until it stops moaning. I have literally no reception whatsoever. I have some more messages, so I'll check those. Sorry, going to cover the screen again. Okay, it's nothing. Okay, random. Okay. So yeah, I'll just sit here and wait until it stops beeping at me. I see one of the lights has gone out. Yep, 5 miles again. Well, they're all out now. I'll just turn them off. When I turn it back on, you can see the first battery light has gone out. Normally that wouldn't go out until about 15 miles, 16 miles, till there was about a mile and a half left. Then the first battery light would go out. Then I'd have about a mile till it went to the orange light, and then the red ones would just run out really quickly, like a couple of 100 meters if you're lucky. So yeah, the first light has gone out. For some reason it started going out now at about 5 miles, but as I measured yesterday, in theory, famous last words, I might have a good 7 or 8 miles left, but I am presuming nothing. Digging that woman's freestyle skills on a longboard as well. I never had a go on a longboard. Just a proper original old school sort of 60s, 70s, well it was a 70s one, sort of narrow. It was an ACS Fiberflex. That was the first skateboard I ever I learned to ride on. It was my brother's, bless him, old skateboard, and I still have it and I'll always keep it. And then after that I got my own first skateboard, and it was a Zorlak deck. I think it was just Thunder Trucks or something really cheap. And I think I had OJs, possibly, or wheels. So that was a big fat mid-80s style skateboard. Well, it stopped beeping quicker than it usually does, which is not a complaint. That kid is going for it. Yes, I need to get a bell for this. So my thinking is, so the horn button is there. It's like the opposite of the power button on the left hand handle. And for some reason, every time I press that at the moment, it makes the motor cut out. No idea why. So there's something's going to ground somewhere. So I was thinking of mounting some kind of bell, sort of on the underside of the handlebar here. And so my thumb will do that if I need to tell cars to sod off, or I can ding the bell underneath if I need to warn pedestrians that I'm there, so I don't hit anyone. Bear with me, just need to adjust the GoPro a bit. Right, let's go and see if there's skateboarders around. Oops, helps if I turn it back on again. Oh no, it's proper. Wow, okay. It stopped beeping. sooner than I expected, but it's tripped the motor. The actual motor is gone. I don't know how long that's going to stay like that. I have no reception here, god damn it. Otherwise I would have googled. But I have a feeling it does that for a bloody long time. Why? Why is the motor overheating so easily? Maybe that is related to the battery running down quicker. Maybe I'll strip the motor, clean it and re-grease it. I've done it a couple of times. I did it before I started using it because it'd be, you know, 37-year-old grease in there. But I've done a fair few miles in it, so maybe it's worth doing again, just to be on the safe side. Perhaps if it's sort of higher resistance, physical resistance for some reason, e.g. it needs more grease, or better grease, or cleaner grease, then potentially that would draw more current, which would make it hotter. It would kill the battery quicker and make it unexpectedly hot, which it shouldn't be. That might explain it. I'm grasping at straws, but clutching at straws, grasping at straws. Come on, you've got this. I'm watching that woman on the skateboard trying to master a trick. She's nearly got it. So close. So I can actually make this go away. All I have to do is disconnect the battery. But given that I am sort of wanting to keep track of this and my range and stuff, I don't really want to do that. Oh, okay, it stopped flashing. So does that mean it's going to work again? Hello there.
Hi, is that an original C5?
Yes, it is, yes.
Well, it must be 30 odd years now.
Yeah, 1985 they came out. This one was built at the end of 1984.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because obviously, the battery, isn't it?
Yes, there's a battery underneath my left leg.
What sort of distance do you get?
So the original batteries all sort of stopped working quite some time ago, and so it really comes down to what you want to buy. So I've got a 36 amp hour battery in here, and this one, when I bought it, I was getting between 17 and 18 miles out of it. 36 amp hours will give you about 18 miles, give or take. And so you can buy a bigger battery if you want, or you can fit a second battery as well under here. And
Because the newer batteries, obviously the new batteries are very, very like the what they call them, nickel.
lithium.
Lithium.
Yeah, so that's what this is. So there's two types. There's lithium ion, and this is a lithium ferrous phosphate or something. LiFePO4 basically it's called. And that's what this one is. The lithium ion ones are the ones that have a tendency to go, but these don't blow up, which is always better when you're sitting on top of it.
I've got an electronic attachment that I put on the front of the wheelchair.
Okay, yeah.
And that's quite good.
Oh, brilliant.
What speed do you get?
So they were designed, they'll only do 15 miles an hour because that's the legal limit. But some of the guys, they'll stick a second battery in and wire it up, and they'll do about 25.
Not very fast, is it?
Not compared to a car, but compared to just riding a bicycle or something like that.
My electric attachment I've got it, it clamps on, and lifts up, so it takes the front wheels up.
Yeah.
The front. So it's like a
Hello there.
scooter on one wheel. Like a scooter on one wheel.
Yeah.
I get 49, 50 kilometres.
Really?
on a run, yeah.
God, blimey, that's fast.
Yeah, I do. I get up to 49, 50 kilometres on a little bit of a downhill.
Wow,
50, yeah.
that's amazing.
Dodgy, you know.
I bet. That'd be exciting. Fantastic. Well, that's it. Modern motors are so much more powerful because obviously this is a 40-year-old design. It's the original motor still, yeah. So I've kept everything original. It was custom made for Sinclair by an Italian company, and so while they were assembled by Hoover, the joke was that it was a washing machine motor, but it wasn't. It was actually a custom-made motor for it.
You know, washing machine motor is a strong motor, isn't it? Electric motors.
Probably, I would imagine so. Yeah.
Cars, all they look like is like a washing machine motor.
Yeah.
There's a washing machine motor, it just goes in where the gearbox is, more or less. Isn't it? Nothing wrong with washing machines. But it's interesting to see because you don't see them anymore.
No, exactly. They didn't really see many back in the day. So I hadn't. The only time before I bought this, the only time I'd seen one was in a museum, and then yeah, the day that I bought it was the only time I actually ever saw one in the flesh, in real life, so to speak. And it had never been used. It spent its whole life on display. So I'm the only person that's ever used it.
Don't mind.
No, that's right. So it's polypropylene, basically it's plastic shell. It's pretty strong, but it's light. I think the whole thing weighs in at, it's either under 40 kilos or under 60 kilos. It has to. There's a weight limit, a legal weight limit.
You insured or not?
No, some of the guys have been trying to find insurance companies that'll cover them, but so far no one's. Sorry?
I insure myself on
Oh really? Yeah. Who do you insure that through?
£67 a year.
Okay.
All it was £67 a year, and I can go out on the road and go anywhere. You know.
Who is that through? Oh, thank you. Because yeah, we haven't been able to find any of the bicycle companies won't touch it, the motorbike companies won't touch it, the car companies won't touch it.
Really?
So we haven't been able to find anyone.
Right, yeah. Let me see.
Thank you. I was very grateful.
I can't remember if it was Adrian Flux.
Oh really?
Might have been, yeah.
Okay.
Can't find it. Too many emails as well. Yeah, Adrian Flux.
Oh, fantastic. I'll give them. I'll drop them an email and see if they'd be willing to do it. I know they do a lot of classic cars and stuff, so maybe they're.
That's how you approach it. You know?
Yeah.
I think you need to say I've got an electronic thing.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. Thank
I
you.
think if you said it was a Sinclair C5 or whatever, they might say well, they were taken off the road, they're dangerous and all this stuff.
Right.
Maybe they might have a different. I think you should say you've got electronic and leave it to last.
Yes. Yeah.
But I told them everything about mine, the model.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
They insure you that. And the only reason I done it was a third party. I was worried I was going to
Okay.
get a car
Right.
and I dent up the car. I'm going to be
Yeah.
in the face with my insurance.
Yeah. I'm mostly worried about theft more than anything, or if a car hits me and damages it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I had someone hit me in the car park here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got it on film and everything. I'm denied whether to go to the police,
What,
but
the reverse insure?
so as you were all heading out, the traffic was nose to tail, so I was just sort of filtering, sort of passing the traffic without indicating. They just pulled straight across in front of me, just pulled out of the road.
Your lights on. Your lights on.
Oh, permanently. The lights are permanently on.
And the
Yeah,
buffer.
yeah.
Oh, that's not good for the battery, then.
Oh, it's their LEDs,
Oh,
so
LEDs.
yeah,
Don't make much difference.
yeah.
And the braking's on the back wheel,
Front and back.
front and
It's the only modification I've made to it is there's a disc brake kit front and back that one of the guys has
You bought it
put
from
together.
China, yeah.
Sorry?
You bought the kit from China?
There's a guy over here that put the whole lot together, put the kit together.
Because you can buy them on AliExpress.
Oh, I know you can buy sort of stuff, but obviously they need brackets in order to fit to the C5. So he's put the whole thing together and made the brackets, and yeah. And they're much better. Originally they were just old style calipers like you'd have on an 80s bicycle, but on a
These discs are
160 mil Yeah.
Similar to the ones I've got on my front. You know,
Okay, yeah.
wrist. All the power's on the front wheel.
Yeah, right. On this, it's the power is applied to the back left wheel.
Just the back.
Yeah. And the braking is only on the rear right wheel. So there's not enough power for you to feel it when you know that it's coming from one wheel, but the braking you do feel. If you brake too hard, it will pull to one side.
Sorry.
That's no problem.
Hello? I keep getting these calls.
Oh,
From you, right? Chinese, isn't it? I get these bum calls all the time now on this phone. I never use it. I never use this phone. It's just for people to call me this phone. But I don't know why I keep getting these. Strange, isn't it? Anyway, good to see.
yeah, nice to meet you.
Good to see someone actually.
I use it as much as I can when the weather's good, when it's warm enough.
When it came out, it was a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a massive.
Yeah, it didn't do very well, but it
No,
was,
we thought
yeah,
it was going to change everything.
yeah.
Electric and all the rest of it.
That's it. A lot of the guys think that he was just 40 years too soon. But nowadays, with modern motor technology, which should be better, modern batteries, which are better, and the world is ready for the idea of electric vehicles. So you've got electric bikes, electric scooters, skateboards, little unicycles, everything's electric.
I think it's a bit. I think the scooters and the bikes are a little bit dangerous the way it's all.
Okay.
We're not that sort of country. We're not in Amsterdam.
Yeah, right.
With the bikes and pedestrians together. Here it's something else.
Yeah.
The mentality is different.
Yeah.
But you do see some of them like zoom along, and I've seen a few hit people.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful that if you're going to ride a scooter or something and doing something that's sort of out of the ordinary, which people aren't sort of expecting to see, you've got to be mindful of the fact that other people might not expect you to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I'm constantly just to presume that people don't know that I'm there.
And hence the
Yeah,
flag.
yeah.
But the indicators work as well.
They do. So these are aftermarket indicators. They didn't come with them originally. They were like an extra add-on horn, indicators, wing mirrors. They were all optional extras to keep the cost down under £400. So these are reproductions. These real ones will sell for hundreds, like £300 easily.
But are these a copy of the
Yeah, they're identical.
Oh, they're identical.
Yeah.
Something else.
So they were yeah, I think these were. Someone has done a resin cast and others are 3D print. I'm not sure which these are, but they're identical to the originals.
I bought a kit that you put it on the hand and you
Okay.
stick it on my back.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
It's left and right.
Yeah.
But that was only 30 quid or something. I'm surprised the lights stay on all the time.
I can turn them off, but I never do. I have the switch in permanent position, literally never touch it. Because it's LEDs, the power draw is minimal. And so I'd rather never touch it, and I know that they're going to be on for the sake of I might lose, 400 meters of distance overall. You know, it's worth it. So that they're permanently just on.
And you pedal, and does it give power as your pedal?
No, so it's not like regenerative or anything like that. It's literally just pedal to get started or to help it up a hill, but otherwise just leave it to the motor. Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking at getting a motor kit for. I've got a van. You know,
Okay.
and I wanted to get an electric motor
Okay.
instead of the engine.
Yeah.
And but I rang up about the UBES and all that stuff, and they said the one that you offer, even though you put electric.
Yeah, they will. I've been looking into it because I've been considering converting a car of mine to electric, and
They emailed back and told me I raised it quite.
it's on the website. They'll say there's a whole process you can go through to get it registered as compliant, that it's now electric.
You're talking about like doing tests, like
Yeah, you-
manufacturer would do.
No, you don't have to crash test it or anything like that. How long ago did you speak to them? Ish, very roughly.
2 years maybe.
Yeah, so since then you can now, it will need to be inspected, or you will need to prove that it's now electric, but they will let you register a vehicle as being,
Okay, that's good news.
yeah, because like I say, I've been looking into converting a car of mine, and
What motor? Best motor.
I was going to get one out of a crashed Tesla.
What? Oh, a Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. something else.
It would need to be a performance engine for the car that I'm putting it in. Yeah.
I forget the make of the motor, but it was a washing machine motor then.
Oh, really?
It was, I forget the make of it,
Amazing.
but they even put two together. You know, they put
yeah.
one in front of the other to give it double power.
Fantastic.
I can't remember what it was some normal Siemens, or so, I think it was Siemens.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
think it was Siemens, if I remember rightly. It's just to see, because when I was watching them on YouTube and everything, I was trying to investigate, well, how they're doing it, what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I should see boxes in the back, like boxes with Siemens motor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Which the motor looks like a washing machine.
Yeah.
Like a juicer, you know, the old juicers. I don't know if you know the powerful
Okay.
juicer. Like a sewing machine motor.
Oh wow.
That's what
Okay.
they're like.
Yeah.
Like a sewing machine.
Amazing. It's incredible what people can do. It's really impressive. Really impressive.
Anyway, good to see you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Right, shall we go?
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, and you take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
Ta-da. Bye bye. Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice guy. So I think it's fair to say this has cooled down now. I wanted to give it a bit of extra time after it had beeped and bitched and whined and then cut out. That even though the thermal cutout had stopped, there'd still be a lot of residual heat in the motor. And I'm kind of enjoying watching the skateboarder. There's a bunch down, well, there was a bunch down the end. I don't know if they'll still be there. I might go and say hello to them, see if they're still there, watch them. Because they were sending it down the hill full belt. Like my brother and his friends used to do back in the day, in the 70s, when skateboarding first really hit in the UK. And they'd all just send it down those hills. Just, yeah, my God, doing catamarans down there, just top to bottom, no means of slowing themselves down. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, how would you do that? Sorry, I was watching this woman doing a sort of rolling backwards into a sort of into a 360. I used to skateboard quite a bit back in the day, and I was never very good, but it's easy enough to roll backwards and do a 180. Once you hit the 180 degrees, you're now having to do a rolling forwards and doing a 180. And you can't do that. Well, you probably can, especially if you're Rodney Mullen. Rodney Mullen probably do it in his sleep, but that's not trivial. Yeah, interesting. You would sort of swap your weight. You want to swap your foot to the front foot. I wonder how you do that. If you can do a sort of 360. Interesting. Check them out walking the board. That's so cool. Fancy footwork. Those surfboard moves. Hey, she made it. That's the first time she made that trick while I've been watching. That's awesome. I could never do that. I was never very good, but I had fun with my friends who were really freaking good. Hello, dog.
Nice bike.
Cheers. see these other skaters are still here.
Lazy.
Looks like they've gone. What have they? Could be just a couple of them centre down the hill. Have they gone? Looks like they've gone. Nope, missed them. Okay, they've been and gone.
Like Mount Everest.
So there's 3. So Baba is down.
Baba.
It's not far.
Enthusiastic dog. Oh, the little dachshund looks so scared. He's like, what the hell is that? I'm going to move back with Mummy where I'm safe. Sorry. Thank you. See what I'm doing for miles. 5.9 so far. brother. Nice bike. I'd like to try riding a proper modern bicycle. I just ride my brother's old Rally Arena as his childhood bike. I restored it after his death, and that's what I ride. And a lot of drivers do go out of their way to be sort of considerate to me, which is awesome. It's very, very gratefully received. It's very good of them to do so. I'm glad that people are considerate drivers. But I sometimes kind of wish they wouldn't. I wish they'd just drive sort of normally, because it's more predictable, and then just sort of do what you're supposed to do. And I know where they're going to be and what they're going to do, and it's easier for me to figure out where I can go safely. I know they're trying to be helpful, and it's very kind of them, and I'm very grateful. But yeah, I value predictability. That made me jump out of my freaking skin. He'd seen someone on the pavement that he knows and was stopping to get their attention and chat with them. It was right in my bloody ear. That was loud. Well, someone's got themselves a fancy new TV. If anyone fancies doing some burglary. I guess it must be a sign of living in a nice area that you can chuck out a huge, great big TV box and not have to worry about it. My gut feeling would be to break up the box and make sure it was concealed and put in a bin. I wouldn't want people to know that I bought some big fancy new TV. Oh. Thank you. Random abandoned line bike in the middle of nowhere. Seeing them more and more around the area. Now if they can just hurry up and allow the e-scooters, that would be great. personally, I love them, and I think they've got a lot to contribute to sort of modern transport. I think they are the sort of spiritual successor or companion to these. I think they're quite closely related. And if they could just sort of legally classify an e-scooter like this is, then it's one of those things that sort of, the more there are, the more people are used to seeing them, so the less of a surprise they are. Equally, you need to then have some rules sort of regulating or guiding how they can and can't be used. So people have to be safe with them so they don't endanger pedestrians. Thank you.
Very small.
I guess that was probably part of the problem of why this failed at the time, is like that kid just said, nice car. They're not a car, and they're not a sort of, I'm going to say not a replacement for a car. They are more like an electric, well, they are what they are, but they're more like an electric bicycle. Well, that's what it is, it's an electric recumbent bicycle. I think they were marketed, or people were thinking of them as an electric car, and it just isn't. And when you start thinking of it as something in its own right, a small EV, like an electric bicycle or something like that, it's not quite as Looney Tunes. But as an electric car, yeah, it'd be nonsense. But they are something that you would use instead of a car. The theory was it was supposed to be something that you used to sort of go to the station in and then catch your train from the station. So it's like sort of your commute to the station as opposed to a full commute to work. So I need to munch some miles to run the battery down, see how far it gets. But knowing that I ought to be able to get 13 out of it means that I can go further afield and do more of my usual ride. But like I said when I started today's ride, I wish I started an hour earlier. The sun is sort of getting low in the sky, and so there's way more shade everywhere, and it's cold in the shade. But I have gloves, which I really ought to put on before my hands get too cold, sooner rather than later. He said, not stopping. I can't see shit because of the sunlight. There we go, it's clear. I wonder how well this shows on camera. It's gorgeous. An absolutely beautiful sight from here. But it's blindingly bright. I'm right below the peak of my cap. So I'll go up here, send it down into the village. Down into Kidbrooke, I guess. That should put a fair few miles on the journey. really need to put gloves on. I'll do it at the end of this road. So I'll pause up here before the roundabout, grab my gloves, because it's bloody cold. And like I say, it's probably going to be easier, well, like I said yesterday, because of course everybody watched every minute of yesterday's vlog. It'll probably be easier to keep my hands warm than to try to warm them back up again. Because I can't interact with my phone now. When I first bought these gloves, they would work. I could use them to control my phone. For some reason, they don't do it anymore. I'm grateful they filled in this pothole here, makes life a lot nicer. When I've got cars breathing down my ear. I know I get up to 20 miles an hour down here, at least. And the speed limit down here is 20. So that means anyone passing me is speeding. I really need ring mirrors so I can see what's going on behind me. Stopping right in the middle of the road while I'm trying to turn into that road while not being hit by vans behind me. Oh my gosh. Curious how many miles we're up to. I'm guessing probably around 7.5. Oh, that's unpleasant. I do apologise. Right, I'm going to pause, clear my throat, and check the mileage. I'm going to pause the battery. Back in just a sec. The battery? What? Pause the video. Back in just a sec. Hello again. So we're up to 9.1 miles. Holy shit. There's some live video there. What's going on? I don't understand. And it's going. Must have been at least 5 seconds of live video. That is why we don't pull out onto the wrong side of the road when we pull out of corners. That is why we stay on our side of the road when we pull out of corners. Because he didn't check what was coming the other way. Splat. Please don't squish me. So yeah, I uploaded my first TikTok the other day. I edited a section out of an old video where there was just loads going on and uploaded that to TikTok. Then
But you made that?
no, it was made back in the 80s. It was like an early attempt at making an electric vehicle.
Really?
Yeah, it bombed horribly at the time, but as a kid I was like, I want one, it looks like fun, and it turns out it is. It's a blast.
Filming your journey?
Yeah, I do YouTube and Twitch, yeah. Yeah,
Brilliant.
nice one. Have a good one, cheers. Thank you. Something going on at the village hall. Is that like a wedding reception or something? Awesome. Fuck you beeping at me. What are you beeping at me for? It's been green the whole time. It's bitching about overheating. Oh, I don't really want to stop here. Huh. It's really bloody cold. Really, really cold. It should not be overheating. It's been in green the whole time. So it's not like it's the motor has been struggling, stressed and getting hot in that reason. So why is it overheating? Is perhaps the there are two temperature gauges in the motor. There's one that slips onto the casing, and there's another one that's sort of a probe that sort of fits in through the middle of the motor. I wonder if there's something up with them and it's giving false registration of being hot, or if it is just hot. I think I'm going to rebuild the motor. I'll take it apart, clean it completely, and re-grease it. I wonder if that is the cause, that there's a lot of drag in the motor, it's getting hot, and also it's drawing more current than it needs to, hence the battery weirdness. I wonder if that's what's going on. I am, of course, clutching at straws. It is a hypothesis. And as soon as this thing can stop beeping, yeah, that'd be great. I can pedal it to the end, but I really don't want to There's no way I'm touching that road up there without the motor. Mind you, I think I did have to pedal home from a roundabout here once before. It's hairy as fuck. There I go swearing again. Come on, can we stop beeping please? I've had enough of the beeping. This says it's reconnecting, but it's not connecting to Twitch at all. Let's start it again. Yes and no. So my phone is reconnected to Twitch, but my streaming rig has not reconnected to my computer, my server, OBS. Okay, if this could stop overheating now, that'd be great. I want to go home. How many miles am I up to? 10 maybe? 9.8. Yeah. There we go. Right, beeping has stopped. Now this case is really flipping narrow. It's narrower than the one at the other end. Hey, perfect timing. Terrifying coming out of there. There's never a reliable break in the traffic that you can be sure that nothing's going to come tearing around that corner, and they do come around that corner at speed. So I reckon it's about a mile and a half, that's a really bad guess, but just a mile and a half to the place where I was doing circuits yesterday to run the battery down before heading home. Seriously, it's bitching about overheating again. What the actual fuck? I'm pulling up there. There's my parking bays. Fucking thing. There we go. I'm gonna have to sit here again for another fucking 5 minutes. Being all sweary and pissed off. Actually, I'll wait up by those cars. It'll be a bit safer, I think. Because the cars are a bit more visible, they'll give me a bit of sort of protection. Flipping heck. So yeah, either there's an electrical problem and it's thinking it's hot when it's not, or it's ridiculously hot and it shouldn't be. I have a good set of spare components at home that I might also consider disconnecting the control box. I've just had a good old clear out and I'm rebuilding some space at home, and I'm actually going to finally have a proper area where I can set up a solder station permanently. So yeah, that would be great. I can set up all my soldering kit and whip the control box out, change over a whole load of the components and just replace them, because I'm not sure if it's completely happy with the parts that I replaced after that time I sort of burned it out. Oh, God knows. Oh, that's a new... Oh, it's gone. I was going to say that's a new icon I'm not familiar with, and it's gone already. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with me sitting here waiting for this to stop beeping again, so I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back in a minute. Right, stop bitching, and in the time my test card has come back, look. There we go. Yep, I've got the test card, so it's actually broadcasting. That's being broadcast from the encoder on my chest. That's a weird icon. What does that one mean? Oh, okay. I have no idea why this is overheating. It really shouldn't be. It's been in green the whole time. It doesn't look like it's been in the red or even in the yellow. Now it's in the red. There you go. Headlights behind me. I can't really see how far they are. I might have just come by. There we go. Thank you. I really do need to get wing mirrors. I have no idea how effective the real ones are. But yeah, a lot of guys don't bother. The Sinclair ring mirrors sort of go all the way down there, sort of past where my foot is, sort of in the corner. And a lot of them don't bother with those, and they fit most sort of motorbike or bicycle ones up on the top corners here. I've heard that the real ones aren't that great or aren't that effective. I don't know. I like to keep things standard as much as possible. So where are you go? Okay, it's indicating right. Are you turning right? Yes, you are turning right. What about you, Black Car? Are you going straight or are you turning right? You're turning right. Could you just go, please? I could have gone. You could have gone 3 times over and I could have gone. Just go. You have the right of way. Great, thank you. You cost me my chance to go. Now I can go. Okay. Wow. I think they were probably waiting to let me go. Again, they shouldn't. If people would just drive like they're supposed to drive, it would be so much easier. They're trying to be nice, but they just make things more dangerous. I appreciate the kind gestures, but it is much safer if they would just be predictable. E-bikes. I have to try one Monday. I do have a Lime account which I set up when I was in Berlin for the e-scooters. I've never been on an e-bike, so it would be fun to have a go. Find a couple in the area, because basically it gives you a map like a sat nav and it shows you where all the nearest ones are. Go find one and have a spin just for the lols. Oops, I shouldn't have come this way, I should have gone straight. Okay, I am where I am. No traffic, no traffic, no traffic, no traffic. This is such a, yes, flinging open the door, such a dangerous little stretch of road. It's dangerous in a car, way more dangerous on a bicycle, ridiculously dangerous in this. Coming around that corner is the fastest I get on my bicycle when I've gone out on my rides. I can't remember if I made it to 30 miles an hour. I haven't quite got to 30 miles an hour yet. Sorry, here I am sniffing away like a slob. The cold air is really getting to my nose. Sorry. Enjoy the video. Quality content. is a flocker, but there's cars behind me, so I couldn't really slow right down to go over it. Oh, he was turning there anyway, god damn it. Oh shit, the second light has gone out. Okay. Wow, how many miles is that then? I'm guessing it's almost exactly the 1.5 miles that I predicted. 11.7 to here. Right, okay. I'm just going to make a run for it to home. I'll end the stream here and just get on with it. Thank you for keeping me company. Maybe I'll be out tomorrow, I don't know, depends on the weather and what I'm doing. Met a few interesting people today. It was nice to meet them, always is. If you make it this far to the video, leave a comment below saying, leave the word overheating. That seems to be a theme for the end of the ride today. Thank you for keeping me company, and I'll see you next time. I'm C5 Live UK, and I'll see you around. Bye bye. Like, share, subscribe. Isn't this really creepy? Bye.